Am I the one asking LGBTQ practitioners to define themselves by their sexuality? What happens in the confines of your bedroom remains the business of you and your partner. Nobody's coming into your bedroom to find out what's going on. But when you decide to define yourself by what is supposed to be your private sexual preference, then it becomes a matter of public policy, and public policy will apply to it.
Hello, I'm Rex Ray, and welcome to another episode right here on Ray Report. So, the anti-LGBTQ showdown has begun in Ghana. Now, Ghana has passed the anti-LGBTQ bill, making it illegal in the country. Now, before the passage of the bill, the US had warned Ghana that the passage of the anti-LGBTQ bill into law could affect trade and investment opportunities. But Ghana did not listen and went ahead to pass the LGBTQ bill. This was how the bill was passed in Ghana's parliament.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion that the Family Values Bill be moved 2021, be read a third time. I second the motion.
In the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 3, the Bible says that to everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under the heaven. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. And I believe for the third reading of this bill is now. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Put the question.
It's not for me to take the decision, it's for the House to take the decision. And so I put the question. Those in favor that the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill 2021 be taken through the third reading, say aye. Aye. Those against, say no. Members, the ayes have it. The Human Sexual Rights and Family Values 2021 is read the third time and passed.
Shortly after the bill was passed, the US, through the ambassador here in Ghana, took on Twitter, now X, to condemn Ghana on the passage of the anti-LGBTQ bill. So remember, this is the second time the US is condemning Ghana. When the US Vice President Kamala Harris was in Ghana, she said she sees nothing wrong with persons identified as LGBTQ. So such persons or people should be allowed to move freely without any intimidation. Let's flash back and hear what exactly she said.
I have raised this issue, and let me be clear about where we stand. First of all, for the American press who are here, you know that a great deal of work in my career has been to address human rights issues, equality issues across the board, including as it relates to the LGBT community. And I feel very strongly about the importance of supporting the freedom and supporting and fighting for equality among all people, and that all people be treated equally. I will also say that this is an issue that we consider, and I consider, to be a human rights issue, and that will not change.
The pressure now lies on Ghana's President Nana Akufo-Addo as to whether he would sign the bill or not. But from his previous posture, would the president going to sign the bill?
A bill has been proposed to the Parliament of Ghana, which has all kinds of ramifications, which is now being considered by the Parliament. It hasn't been passed, so the statement that there is legislation in Ghana to that effect is not accurate. No legislation. The bill is going through the Parliament. It's going through the Parliament. The Attorney General has found it necessary to speak to the committee about it regarding the constitutionality or otherwise of several of its provisions, and the Parliament is dealing with it. At the end of the process, I will come in. But in the meantime, the Parliament is dealing with it. And I have no doubt that the Parliament of Ghana will show, as it's done in the past, first of all, its sensitivity to human rights issues, as well as to the feelings of our population, and will come out with a responsible response.
In all this, one Ghanaian MP, Sam George, has been vocal in this. He has been leading the agenda for the LGBTQ bill to be passed. So he says he is interested in the sanctity in the Ghanaian children.
We have 4 categories of offenses in the bill. Category 1 is where we criminalize the acts of homosexuality, lesbianism, gays, transgenders, and all of that. That is considered, if you're found guilty by a competent court of jurisdiction, you can be subjected to a fine of, I think, not less than 750 penalty units, and not more than 2,000 penalty units, I think. Or a jail sentence or custodial sentence of 6 months minimum, maximum 3 years, or depending on the facts before the court, a combination of both. So that's one offense. The second group of offenses are for persons who propagate, advocate, and spread the criminal offense of homosexuality, because it's been criminalized by the act. Now, even that is broken down into two categories: those who do the general, and those who do targeted at children, persons under the age of 18. Now, that comes with a prison sentence of a minimum of 5 years and a maximum of 10 years. Then you also have persons who willingly fund such prohibited activities. They also have a punishment that is 5 years to 10 years. Then you have a fourth category of persons who carry out extrajudicial treatment, who, because there's a duty to report, that if you see this, you report to lawful authority. We've defined lawful authority to include traditional rulers, members of parliament, and all of those. Now, you either report to them, but if you fail to do that and you carry out extrajudicial treatment, that's where people lynch persons. You can go to jail for between 6 months and 3 years. So the bill itself takes care of extrajudicial. So those are the four various regimes that I readily remember are stated in the bill. You can't just come on national TV and say that people have rights. Rights are defined in Ghana's constitution. And this also deals with the misinformation put out by Dr. Amanda Odoi. Rights are defined in the Constitution. Even the right to life can and will be curtailed by the state on certain grounds and basis. All the rights in the 1992 Constitution are premised on the fact that they are not injurious to public safety, public health, and public morality. It is clear that the proponents of this pro-LGBTQ agenda read the Constitution in bits and pieces and omit certain parts. Because if you read the 1992 Constitution that you say gives you rights, or gives the people you advocate for rights, did you read the Constitution to realize that rights can be curtailed on the basis of public morality? And do you understand what morality and public morality is? And if this is all about funding for you, I am more interested in the sanctity of Ghanaian children and not the funds that you receive to do what you claim is academic research. You travel to countries like Qatar. Some of you travel to Qatar. Some of you travel to Saudi Arabia. And when you go there, you abide by the laws there. You just showed Nigeria. Nigeria's punishment is 15 years. Yet they go to Nigeria, they go to these countries and respect the law there. But think that Ghana should become a jungle because we think that we are Yesuyatra, because we think that we are so liberal. The Americans who are funding you, in American states, they are passing legislation to curb LGBTQ. 2 days ago, Tennessee passed legislation in its house that banned the flying of even the flags. They've not just banned the activity. You can't even fly the flags in public schools right now. They're protecting their children. And so what they are rejecting in their own countries, you want to come and impose it here. In the United States, 27 out of their 50 states have laws that ban in one form or the other, LGBTQ. That's more than 50% of their states.
So now, what's the way forward for US and Ghana? Will the US cut ties with Ghana or impose sanctions on Ghana? How will the acquisition of US visa now be like? Will it be difficult for Ghanaians or the process could be more cumbersome? Well, let's get your thoughts on this. I'm Rexray and this is Ray Report. Thanks for watching and see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.